Cheers, thrifting friends. Okay, well, I am on my game today. I'm here right when they open. I'm at Savers again because today is their 30% off senior day. You always hear me say it. And yeah, let's check it out. I am thrifting for, let's see, I sold a lot of artwork last week and a lot of baskets. So let me see if I can find things like that to replace my inventory, but let's hope we can find some beautiful collectibles as well. All right, wish me luck. Thrifting angels be with us. Right from the jump, I walked up to a beautiful set of Royal Albert fine china. I have wanted to collect this for so long. Now, this is the Lenora pattern. It is beautiful. Of course, they are best known for their Old Country Roses pattern, which is an iconic British English cottage pattern, and I love all of Royal Albert. It is stunning. I put that in my cart immediately. Everything else is a blur from here because I absolutely love that pattern and could not believe I scored it at Savers at 9 in the morning. Fantastic. All right. So I'm still in the China, even though none of this is really registering because I'm still super happy with the Royal Albert pieces. But yeah, these strawberry bowls were so cute. They reminded me of my sister. She loves strawberries, and we all miss the Christmas tree shops. I know I mentioned that a lot. So that's where these were originally sold, was the Christmas tree shops. This I was hoping was some kind of like Vermont pottery, but this was a made in China, probably sold at Walmart, something like that. So it is pretty, but it's not anything collectible for pottery. However, this is, I recognize this instantly as Spode. What a great deal, $6.99 for 4 of those. And I was shopping with my senior discount. So I got 30% off this 4-piece, which I love. Spode is absolutely classic. And those are coming home with me for sure. All right, false graft. I'm a secret, I secretly want to collect false graft, but I'm not going to. I have so much stuff. I mean, I love the heritage pattern. I will pick up pieces of that, but I love all the false graft patterns. You know why? Because quality. These pieces of stoneware are so high quality, even to this day, even their modern patterns like that. I think they're a great choice for quality. All right, this is another made in England. This is actually Royal Doulton. And it's made in England as well. It just doesn't have the punch and the design of the Royal Albert that I just picked up. But it is very pretty. It's much more understated, much more understated. These were really cute. They just screamed spring. I thought they were such a cute little collection there. You got the sugar creamer, salt, pepper, and a spoon rest. I thought that was a great idea. This was lovely. I definitely would have considered it if it had the cover to the teapot, but without that, it just doesn't have a lot of value. All right, so we're going to look through some clear glass because, it's been trending. I'm not big into trends, but if there's something there that I feel has got value that I can resell, of course I'm going to pick it up. These pieces are a little bit still too big for what's trending. What's trending are little small pieces. So I did leave that. I've got a lot of milk glass. I don't need another little bowl, but that was really sweet. This is more like the size of what's trending. So this is a piece of Indiana glass. I always love Indiana glass because they have really cute little designs on them. They tend to be delicate and floral. So that's really cute. So yeah, that's trending for organizing your desk or your makeup. This would also be trending. This was actually a really good deal. This was only $2.99. It's probably the American Brilliant period, not sure. If not, then it's still a beautiful piece of lead crystal. It's definitely cut crystal. It was very heavy in my hand, very thick. So $2.99 was a bargain for that little relish tray. All right, primitives always do really well for me. I almost got this. I think why I didn't, obviously the price, a little high, but I didn't like the nails on her top of her head. I don't know. I just didn't like the nails. That's what was turning me off. It felt a little too rustic for the rest of the really sweet painting. I don't know. Maybe that's a good contrast. All right. I have not been able to find any wooden shelves lately. They have been selling out everywhere. Even if I'm right when the thrift store opens, they don't really have any wooden shelves. They've been selling out as soon as they put them out on the shop floor. So I didn't find any this day either. I considered that, but it's not exactly the shape. Watering cans are flying out of my store. I really thought this was sweet. I'm going to consider this. It's definitely trending right now for me personally in my store. Okay, I could not decide if this was religious or just a very kind of old world Dungeons and Dragons kind of, vibe. I couldn't decide. It was $5.99, a little bit too much for me for resale, but it was definitely interesting. It was peculiar and interesting, which is something that I really love. All right, let's look at some things together. This vase, very cool. This was kind of like, it felt like satiny. The paint on it didn't have a maker's mark, but it was sweet. It was kind of very, I don't know. I couldn't decide if it was mid-century modern or romantic. All right, so this is a really nice piece of crystal, actually. If you're looking for a vase, it was a great price. I've seen these online for a lot more. Very heavy in my hand, nicely cut. I would definitely grab that for spring floral arrangements. Also, this Made in Holland piece. These are actually quite collectible. They go for quite a bit online. This was definitely one of the older pieces. You could just tell by the painting, and it was pretty heavy in my hand. So that was a good pickup for somebody. More false graft. Again, this goes for a lot online. False graft is not cheap in the resale market. And yeah, I don't know. It's just something about the quality of these things. I handle so many things in my line of work being a reseller. You can just tell the difference. All right, if I needed champagne glasses, I don't know the maker of this. I mean, they weren't anything like Waterford or anything, but they were such a lovely shape. And the etched glass design was just really lovely. I love that etched glass look. It looks very elegant to me. And I thought $6.50 for all four was a great price. Some more pieces from probably Holland. Hard to read the back stamp on this one, but yeah, ashtrays aren't really a big seller, so that's probably why that was there. This is just a piece of anchor hocking. It's nothing, too valuable. I do like the pink glass, but I don't care for the design. If I collect pink glass, I want florals on it. Only found one of these stems. It was just so pretty. I mean, it was just, I don't know. Obviously, it was brand new. It was just a really pretty... It was made in China, so I'm going to put that back. But I mean, there was only one of them anyway, too. But it was just, I don't know. It was very, very pretty shape. I like the size of it. Very pretty. All right, I always look inside stuff that's packed up. You never know what you might find. They're saying here there's 12 of these, but I do see one empty space, so I don't know what happened there. But those are some funky hand-painted wine glasses if you want to have something like that. All right, this console table would have been a great project if I did furniture. I wish I did. Someday I will. I'm not in that season yet. But this was a beautiful shape. I really liked it. And best of all, the price, $6. You could easily refinish this and make a really good profit on that. I really liked it. All right, I never skip on looking at the artwork, especially stuff they have stacked up where you really can't see what you're looking at. And this is why. Look at this beautiful original. I think it's an oil painting because it is a canvas. Yep. So hiding right there behind everything else is this beautiful original piece of art. Let's see how much they want for it. Okay, $15.99. I'm shopping with my discount. That's super reasonable for a very large original canvas. And wow, it is signed. It's signed Robert Moore right there. I went by it pretty fast. As long as it's signed, I'm going to grab it. I'm not familiar with that artist, but we'll look that up later. I have a feeling that's going to be worth some money. So in the cart that went. Always looking for hand knitted or crocheted quilts, Afghans. This one is got a lot of wear on it. The colorway is not the best, so I did leave that. This is cute. I can picture this in my kitchen. I've been looking for something to put in front of my coffee station, so I'm going to grab this. I think it's super cute. These strawberry things, these pot holders, I almost got them, but I have to be really careful. Sometimes they're not made well enough to really protect your hands from heat, and I suspect that's the case with these. They're cute, but I don't think they're that functional. All right, I'm done shopping. Look at that Royal Albert right in the front. I love that. All right, let's get this stuff paid for and packed up. All right, you guys, I am done shopping. I found some amazing things. I did great. I always do great here. Oh, I love that their doors open automatically. I found some dinnerware pattern that I have been looking for a really long time and some fantastic artwork. So can't wait to show you. Let's get it all home and take a look. hello, I am home. I've got an afternoon to myself with Mina. Of course, she wants to play, little sweetheart. All right, let me do this, honey bunny. All right, okay. But anyway, my favorite way to spend an afternoon is just to make myself, you know, a fresh cup of tea, relax. My favorite tea is from Bigelow. It's the I Love Lemon. And I love the back of this. It says, take a moment just for you. Well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I love tea and I love showing you guys the stuff I picked up. But before I get into that, look at this amaryllis. Look, all 4 of these blooms came out. It's twice the size of my head with all 4 of them in bloom. You guys, I cannot tell you how much joy these amaryllis bulbs have brought me. Next year, I'm probably going to buy 4 instead of 2. I think they're so, so beautiful. They have just provided the perfect bridge from the dreariest of winters into hopefully will be spring soon. But I had to share this beautiful bloom with you. And yeah, I'm loving it. My white one is already done and gone, but this red one is giving me lots of joy. So anyway, all right, speaking of plants, let's get right into what I got at Savers. So I have a real passion for gardening, obviously, and for house plants. And so when I see beautiful planters, I always pick them up, especially these like Asian inspired, just these beautiful porcelain planters. So I found 2 of them at Savers and they were both $6.99. Honey bunny, she loves doing her ball. It just makes such a noise. All right, try not to make noise, honey bunny. Anyway, I love these and I picked up this one and I picked up this one. So one of them's kind of modern, this one, and the other one is definitely like a vintage Asian kind of thing, and I love them both. And I think right after this haul, we're gonna head on over to the kitchen or somewhere where there's good light, and I'm gonna repot a couple of my house plants with you. But yeah, I got these for $6.99 each. And I was shopping with a 30% discount. So that's incredibly cheap. These are so expensive. Something like this modern, you know, even like a Walmart or a TJ Maxx Marshalls, this is gonna probably be like $15, $19. And then the vintage Asian ones, I'll put here, whatever I find. But usually these run like around 30 or 40 on like Etsy. So, you know, if you can find them in an antique mall, they're usually about 25, something like that. So $6.99 plus 30% off was an awesome bargain. And I'm going to use these with you right here today. All right, this next item is super cool. I've never seen anything like it. I am going to sell it in my store because I don't really have a use for it, but what a cool, like hand-turned redwood bowl. It is beautiful. It's 2 pieces. So the lid comes off like that, and it's a really nice, beautiful bowl. It's all hand turned, and it's lovely. It's not marked on the back, but you can see all the hand turned marks on the back as well. And it's just this beautiful redwood. I have no idea what it was used for. If it's just a nice decorative wooden bowl piece, I would assume it's just, you know, a decorative wooden bowl piece, but I thought it was amazing. It was $10.99 and that was before my discount. So I think I'm gonna do really well with this. I think it's unusual, totally cool. I can see somebody using this definitely on a coffee table or in a deep bookcase for some storage. You could really get a lot of things stored in here. You know, you could use this for photographs, maybe crafting supplies. This would be a really fun way to store those. Yeah, maybe even electronics, like if you have a lot of different chargers, cords, your tablets, all kinds of stuff you could use for this. But anyway, super cool, decorative, hand-turned bowl. I think it's really beautiful, high quality, and I can't wait to get it in the store. Clear glass is supposedly trending again, and I guess in a very specific way. I guess it's trending for like really small cut glass pieces that can be used for like organizing your desk or your makeup area. So it's like, instead of using all the plastic organizers that young girls or guys use to organize their desk or their bathroom or makeup area or whatever, even their coffee area, whatever, they're getting these vintage clear glass pieces, very specific, very small. So with that in mind, I did pick up this beautiful, it's technically, I believe this is a relish tray. So it's $2.99 and it's a really pretty design. I honestly don't know the manufacturer of this. I did try to look it up, but I couldn't find the exact one, but I'm pretty sure this is like a cut glass relish tray. I don't think this is pressed. I think this is cut. It feels pretty sharp. So yeah, I did pick up that. It's probably just like an American brilliant glass period, you know, from the 40s or 50s. So this is really cool. You could use this for, you know, you could put your face creams, like something like that. You could do like all your eye pencils, or on your desk, you could use it for pencils, paper clips, little page marker, you know, the tearaway adhesive page marker stuff, bookmarks, stuff like that. Anyway, so I grabbed this for the store. And then I grabbed these two Princess House spoon rests. I had these, I've sold these many, many times. And the most recent pair I had, I actually thought to myself, I should have kept these, because I have no spoon rest, and John and I do so much cooking. We're just constantly just putting it on our spoon or whatever on a towel, or nothing fancy, nothing nice. So I was thinking, I wonder if I should keep this pair for us, since I thought about that last time I had them. But yeah, they're spoon rest. So the spoon goes right there, the spoon handle, and just rests in there, and really classy way to keep all the gobbledygook off your countertop. But I think I'm going to give these a try in our own kitchen. I also grabbed this made in Italy, like juice pitcher, water pitcher. I love this stuff. I totally love these made in Italy pieces. It was $5.99 before my discount, and it's got the made in Italy right on the bottom. These are so pretty. I really love these. I just can't say enough about them. They're just a lovely, whimsical way to, you know, have your milk with your coffee on a Sunday, or maybe just pour yourself like an iced tea and then a refill, you know, or just put some water with some lemon, just like a refill pitcher, you know, not anything big, but just something just to have, you know, to refill your cold drink, you know, during the day. Anyway, grabbed it, thought it was really sweet. Not sure if it's coming or going yet, but I definitely love it. I always recommend buying off season. So when I see something, it's got to be really special, but if I see it, I'm going to definitely grab it for off season. And when I saw these Spode mini Christmas tree dishes, I grabbed them. They were, let's see, they were 4 for $6.99. There's the Spode. And they were 4 for $6.99. That's a deal. Usually these sell for $6 or $7 each. So I grabbed these. I think I'm going to keep these, I think, for myself. I think maybe next year's table, I might put these in the center of each, you know, dinner dish, and have something different in the center, like a real Spode Christmas tree, little bread platey type thing, but just to put it in the middle of each dish. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, I grabbed these. They were a great deal. All right, I did grab 2 pieces of artwork, and here's the first one. This is the medium-sized one. And these are both original art. I think they're oils. I don't think they're acrylic. I do think they're oils. But here's the back. It's very beautifully framed. And this is the real canvas on the back here. This one was $10.99. So I did pay up. I mean, I'm buying with my 30% off. So at a minimum, if I choose to sell these, I'm going to make 30%, if not more. I price my things all over the place. Like, I don't worry about the price and then say, oh, it has to be ×3. That's not how I sell stuff. And I always do really well. So I just have in my head, you know, what I think I can sell it for. And I can range anywhere from making 10% on something all the way to making 500% on something. So it has to do with how in demand and how amazing it is. Anyway, enough about that, but the actual painting, I think this is gorgeous. This beautiful farm scene. I love the way they blended the sky. I think that's very appealing. I love the way they have these wildflowers here. It is artist signed, so that's good, because I've picked up a couple of pieces recently that were stunning, but they weren't signed by the artist, and I had no idea, you know, who the artist is, and I just don't feel like I really know what I have, so I've kept them. But for something like this, I think this is easy enough to find and identify. So I did get this one. Let me show you the other one. It's a lot bigger. All right, so this is the other one. This one is huge and beautiful. This one was $15, and it has the same kind of backing with the original. This is the canvas back here. And the thing with this one, though, it does have a flaw in it, but I thought it was still worth it. It's got like a, I think it's not, you can't really see it, but I thought I might put like a, it's right there is the deepest one. It's got like a little bit of an indentation, like right about here. So I was thinking I would just put like a piece of tape on the back of it just to kind of reinforce that little area. But you really can't see it. I mean, it's not, unless you point it out, but look at the way, I think this is the same artist. I'm not quite sure. Let me look. Yeah, I think it's the same signature as the other painting, but I absolutely love the way they blended the sky, and the trees are just like, they're so wispy and beautiful. So I think this looks like, I'm going to say maybe a late summer scene or an early spring scene. It doesn't feel like it's the height of summer. It feels like right when the trees first start budding, or maybe last. Maybe this is like a really early spring scene. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think this is so beautiful. This one is going to be hard to part with. They both have beautiful thick wood frames. And yeah, they're, you know, definitely, they're paintings. Here's the canvas that's stretched over the frame, and then they're stapled. So yeah, I love these. Real art like this just adds so much to your space. I mean, it is such a different, instant, elevated, beautiful, beautiful feel when you have this kind of artwork in your space. I mean, no shade to, like, you know, Hobby Lobby and all that stuff, but if you can find things you like that are not natural, that are original artwork like this, I don't know, there's something about it, probably because a real person made it, and how many hours had to go into this, and just the talent, you know, when you're looking at a picture like this, I don't know, it's just something else. It just gives me so much feeling, you know, when I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it here in the viewfinder. I'm looking at it now, admiring it. Just anyway, this is beautiful. Not quite sure if this is going or staying. Definitely the smaller one I'm going to bring to the store, but this bigger one, I tend to put a really big piece of artwork seasonally up against, on the floor, up against a corner cabinet I have, and this would be perfect for the new season, I think, but we'll see. For now, oh, I'm just admiring it. I think it's so lovely. All right, I've saved the best for last. Are you ready? This is my absolute favorite. This is, other than the Limoges that I picked up recently, these are 100% one of my most favorite things. I can't believe I found them. Thank you, Thrifting Angels. Thank you so much for gifting these to me. I have been looking for Royal Albert for the longest time. Now, when I say looking for, I mean looking thrift. I see these, definitely, I've seen these multiple times in beautiful antique malls and have wanted them. Usually a set that I can find is about $200 to $500. I mean, there's no way I'm going to do that. But my Victorian heart absolutely loves Royal Albert fine china. I love it. My sister actually has a couple pieces of this, but it's like the vases. It's not the dinnerware at all. She has purchased for herself some of the little miniature bud vases, things like that. And I always admire them, you know, in her collection. She just has a couple, maybe like 2 or 3, not a lot. And she loves it too, but, you know, just for the little bud vases. And I saw these plates right out the jump, right when I walked in. It's the first clip I show in my shopping clips. And I just rolled my cart right up to them like somebody else was in control, and looked down and I'm like, that can't be Royal Albert. That has to be a Repo or something really close. No, nay. It was Royal Albert. I was like, these are going in the cart. Like the rest of my shopping trip was kind of like just frosting on the cake, because once these were in my cart, the first 3 minutes, I was in heaven. So yeah, I got 2 stacks of these. I got 6 dinner plates for $29.99 before my 30% discount. Again, I was shopping on Senior Day, so I did get that. And then and that's 6. And then I got the matching dessert plates, another stack of 6 of the dessert plates for $24.99 before my discount. Now, these are so expensive, both online and if you see them in an antique mall. Online, these go for, that's the price one of these goes for. So about $25 for the dessert plates, and they usually go about $45 for the dinner plates each. And I got 12 pieces for, I guess, 30 and, let's do some girl math here, 30 and 25, that's going to be like 55, and then 30% off that. Insane. So I was super thrilled with these. I cannot wait to use these. I'm sure John and I are going to come up with a lovely dinner to make ourselves and treat ourselves to using these real soon. Oh, I did pick up this cute little piece last minute. It was the last thing I grabbed. It was $2.49. I want to put this in front of my coffee little station. I don't have something to just kind of put my cup on, pour my coffee, put my spoon on. Sometimes we just use like a paper towel, or we just use like a little, dish towel. But I thought this would be really cute just to put a nice little straw mat, and it's so Victorian looking. Look at that little needlepoint rose on each side. That's so me. So I'm going to put this in front of our coffee machine. All right, well, let's head over to the countertop and bring these into my houseplant world, these thrifted goodies, and get them situated to be homes for my very pot-bound, overgrown houseplants that need some beautiful new places to live. All right, so 2 of my pathos is what needs to be repotted. So this one I definitely let go too long. She's not happy at all, and you can see she's in her original plastic pot. That's terrible. I should have never let her get this big, so she's going to go in one of these. And the other pathos I have to do is in a clay pot right now. This is her right here, but this is way too small for her now. She's also gotten to be really big. So let's gently remove these from these pots and get them going in their new pots. I did buy some new potting soil. This is Coast of Maine, organic and natural. I usually get this at my local small business. It's called Granby Grain. I like to support, obviously I run my own small business. I love to support other small businesses, so worth every dime to me. So I did pick up this. So let's get going, let's do it. that she's potted up in her brand new pot, you can hardly see the pot, she's so big. I am going to give her a bath in the sink here. I know houseplants really love to get a bath in the wintertime when it's dry and icky, so let me give her a bath and hopefully she likes her new home. All right, well, that wasn't too much of a mess, so I feel encouraged. Let's do this other one. Again, she's in this like old, I mean, this thing is really old. I literally have had this plant and this pot since I like bought this house like 30 years ago. This was like one of my first plants that I got, and she's long outgrown this. She's like, oh my God, why? Look at, she has so many yellow, it's all my fault. That's okay. We're going to fix it right now. She's going to get a brand new home, and let's repot her.